Let's take a little deeper dive into the work order process, shall we? So I'm going to click over here and I'm going to show you one of the filters I've got already kind of created. So I want to know what all the tollway maintenance work orders are. So the filter that I've created now to figure that out is I basically said the tollway or the cartograph ID contains tollway-M, and I'll show you what that correlates to. And then I left the rest of it blank here. So then what that spits back to me is the ID for all the different maintenance garages. So it's tollway dash, there's MSS, and then that one actually goes for sign shop, or it's tollway dash M16. So say that I have something identified underneath tollway. I work in M16, and I want to take a look at these particular tasks. You see they've got a couple things that are canceled, they've got a lot of things that are completed, and I'm going to scroll down to something that's not completed. So this one's in progress. Let's find something that's a good one. Okay, bridge joint repair. Okay, this work needs to be fixed. This work needs to be done, and my team has gone out here and we're taking a look at this particular joint repair. There's a recommendation of what needs to occur. All right, we've looked at it, and you know, one of the things that we've done is we can go down here into tracking, and we can say, you know what, you know, I'm going to click this. I'm going to click. I clicked on the wrong thing, didn't I? Yes, I did. So I'm going to go in here to tracking and say add something into tracking. So I'm going to put today's date here into tracking, and I'm going to go in here and say provide a status. And I'm going to change this over and change the responsibility to GDC. And in my recommendation notes here, I'm going to say, you know, we as M16 reviewed this task and it's outside of our abilities. So I've added that into the tracking, all right, and said it's outside of our abilities. And now what we can do, now that we've added that into the tracking, we can go back up here to the top of where underneath task details, and we can say edit, and I want to take this guy out of the M16 bucket and then put it into the general defects bucket. So what that does, if I do that, that's going to now put this back into the court of the GEC, and the GEC is going to take a look at it and see what other kind of contracts are in this general area. But it's really important to make sure you're putting the information, if you go and push this into somebody else's work order bucket, this one particular task, that you do update this tracking, because it's, you know, really important that if this is not the tracking not updated, you can end up just wasting time, and the GEC could end up putting it back into the roadway maintenance's, you know, work order bucket, and we can do this cyclical, you know, workflow, and we just want to stay away from that as whenever possible. So now I'm going to go back to the work, and I'm going to go back here to see M16, and then we can see that there's one last task that's underneath the tollway M16 work order bucket. And now if I go into the general defects, then there's one task that's been added to that. So previously, if you would have seen it, it was 5, and I'll click on the general defect tasks here, and you can see this bridge joint repair has been placed into this particular work order. So really, this work order is just a place to kind of make sure that these tasks are not being lost and they're in somebody's court. So somebody's ultimately responsible for checking this work order and making sure that these tasks get completed. So that's basically the only point of the work orders.